Hello and welcome to the Codex Prime Podcast. We are on episode 87 and it is Tuesday, August 29, 2017. I am your host, Victor Omoyo, and with me as always is my co-host and social media chair, Carl Bird.
Hey, what's going on, everybody?
Yes, we are back. We're talking about Game of Thrones, the season 7 finale entitled The Dragon and the Wolf. That's going to be our main topic at the later on in this program, and we got a jam-packed docket talking about all other big happenings that have transpired this past weekend, as well as some geek news as of late.
A lot of geek news. God damn.
Oh, yes. And before we get into it, today is August 29th, so happy 59th birthday to the late great king of pop, Michael Jackson.
I ain't even got no Michael Jackson shirts I could have worn today.
Ah, man, you should have worn your Thriller costume. Did you?
No, it's too hot for that shit. It is way too hot.
No, today's actually much cooler than.
And no, but wearing it in here, and then not to mention it's like pleather.
Yeah.
And then I kind of gained some weight since I last wore that.
Really?
Since I last wore that jacket, so it'll be like tight as shit and very uncomfortable.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I mean, kind of.
Every time I move, it'll sound like I'm sitting on like my grandmother's furniture with the plastic on it.
Oh, damn. Yeah. Well, we can't have that on the show.
And the first person to make his presence felt was the most diabolical hater this side of the Mississippi. What up, Kyle?
Hey, what's up, Kyle? The number one player haters ball winner. Yes.
Oh, trust me, he's had that title since high school.
Mm-hmm. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm going to pour some water and Buck Nasty's mama's dish. I don't know. That line cracks me up, though. But yes, we got plenty of good things to talk about. Like I said, Michael Jackson's birthday today. My favorite Michael Jackson album before we get started. People say Thriller, and, for a very good reason. But my personal favorite, not counting Thriller, it's Dangerous.
That's my fucking favorite. You always taking my
high five though. That album's popping though.
It was dope. It is one of my favorite. But I mean, I look because I'm a huge fan of the New Jack Swing era. But honestly, my favorite song on the album was actually the rock song "Give In to Me."
Oh wow, okay. My favorite song on that is actually "Who Is It." Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, especially the video. The video was actually directed by David Fincher,
who also directed
Fight Club, Seven, Benjamin Button, Gone Girl.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. The Social Network. I thought
Scorsese did The Social Network.
No, that was David Fincher.
Oh, damn.
Yeah. He also.
We're going to get into that, Grande.
Oh, yes. Oh, yeah. And of course, we will get into that very shortly. But with all that further ado, Carl, what have you been into, man?
Well, quite a few things, actually. I'm still playing like a shit ton of Sonic Mania, which I urge everybody to go get.
Okay.
Dude, it's only $20. And it's like a mixture of all the old school Sonics in one. Mm-hmm. So it's like you're playing the first level, and then all of a sudden, the first level is a little familiar, but the second level, you're playing it, and the next thing you know, there's a huge twist. So you're thinking you're just playing a reboot, and I'm like, wait, this wasn't there in the first game. Oh shit! And you're just completely thrown off. So that's one thing I love. That's one thing I love about the game. Kyle, it's on PlayStation, Switch, and Xbox. Mm-hmm. So there's no excuse. Go get it. It's digital. It's actually digital only for PlayStation and Xbox. That's why it's only $20. But then for the Switch, it's actually $70, but it comes in this big collector's package with some type of statue and a whole bunch of other mess. But yeah, $20. It's definitely worth it.
Okay,
get it.
I mean, well, you know how I feel about the Sonic games, though.
Yeah, you're a villain when it comes to that.
Yeah, I mean, the game plays exactly like the other classic Sonic games, right?
Yeah.
See, that's the thing.
But it's fun.
All right. Well, I mean, I'm not hating on your endeavors. I mean, some people like Sonic. I mean, although Mario will always be the superior platformer, but okay. I mean,
okay, I can't disagree with that. Yeah. But it's still fun. It's still fun regardless. The fun factor of the game is through the roof.
Okay. All right. Cool.
So, I've been playing that. And I also finally got a chance to play the Crash Bandicoot Insane trilogy.
Okay.
So it's basically a reboot of the first three Crash Bandicoot games, but the graphics are so much cleaner. The gameplay is a bit looser and faster because, you know, if you would try to play it on an actual PlayStation 1, it'll be slow as fuck.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's much more. It's just a much more smoother looking game. It's much more smoother playing game. The fun factor is still through the roof. I can't talk this shit, but yeah, I definitely urge everyone to get that game as well. That game's only like $30.
Wow. And I heard that the Insane trilogy is actually hard as hell.
From some people, from some levels, yeah. Like I did die a couple of times and stuff because you know you gotta get the gist, you know, get back into it again because we haven't played Crash Bandicoot in what, other than Uncharted 4, we haven't played it in
like 20 years.
Has it been that long?
Yeah, because I know the first game came out in '96.
Yeah, that sounds about right then. Yeah.
Man, where does the time go?
Yeah.
Okay.
We're old. So yeah, definitely get that one. I checked out Marlon Wayne's new sitcom, Marlon.
No, Jesus.
Hilarious.
Is it though?
Yes. Honestly, I've been working with one of my residents. Yes, we are, Kyle. We are old. We come a long way from quizzing each other on South Park and the systems on the bus, but hope high days. But yeah, it basically starts Marlon Wayans. He plays kind of like a loose version of himself, where Esses Atkins plays his ex-wife. He's divorced, but yet they're still in each other's lives, and you know, they're still raising each other's kids and all that, and just a whole bunch of like shenanigans that just happen. Mostly dealing with fatherhood, his daughter's first crush, relationship issues and all that, and it's hilarious. Like I actually I watch it with one of my residents, and I'm like, hey, we watching Marlon tonight? You call me up at 8:30. Call me at 8:30 right after meds, and then we'll be here watching it. And we do, and we laugh hysterically.
All right. So it's a sitcom. Like
I actually even played a clip for you, and you thought it was funny.
You did?
Yes, I did.
When?
The one when he was talking about how black people like create their names.
I don't.
It was like a couple of weeks ago before the show started.
I don't remember that. Actually,
I'll play some clips after the show. I'll play some clips for you, and then I'll guarantee you get a laugh.
All right.
Or else you're already just shut down because you have a personal hatred for Marlon Wayans, and then and not to mention, hold up, Marlon Wayans is back to doing what you probably felt he does best, doing sitcoms.
Well, yeah, I mean,
like I said, the Wayans brothers is a classic.
It is. I like the Wayans brothers.
This has potential. This has a lot of potential.
Okay, and what network is it on?
NBC.
NBC. Okay, or is it ABC?
It's NBC. The same channel as Sunday Night Football.
Oh, okay, yeah. Well, I wouldn't know. Who cares? But
shit.
But yeah, I mean, I'm glad. It's good that as long as Marlon Wayans isn't doing more of those horrible spoof movies like 50 Shades of Black and
I probably would have found that hilarious. I still haven't watched it yet.
I've seen it. Don't. You
didn't like Scary Movies 1 and 2? Fuck the other ones.
Well,
the other ones don't count.
Well, of course not. I did like Scary Movie 1 and 2.
Marlon Wayans was in it.
Well, yeah,
he had a helping hand in it.
Well, yeah, but the thing is,
did you like White Chicks?
Fucks no.
White Chicks was pretty funny.
Ew, gross.
I still catch it on TV. If they give it on TV, I still watch it and I have my good laughs. I actually went to the movies to see that.
Oh, you actually went to the theater to see White Chicks?
I did. A whole bunch of us. We just went. It was like, we're gonna go see White Chicks. We went. We had a blast.
Y'all's wasted your money. I mean,
we didn't because we had a nice, lovely evening.
Well, I mean, you are a fan of bad movies, but I will say that
you are a fan of movies that nobody gives a shit about.
Oh, F you, man! Come on, man. Listen. The movies that I watch have cultural value. Okay.
Cultural value. Cannes Film Festival ass motherfucker.
I mean, well, I did like Scary Movies 1 and 2. If I watch them right now, if I watch them today, I probably like them less, but because I'm older.
Definitely less. But you go back if you actually just go back to back to like that mind frame.
Yeah.
When you was like, let me see, like that came out when we were in high school. So if you go back to your high school mind frame, you're like, let me just relax, get away from reality, go back to high school and all that, you'll still laugh your ass off.
Oh, okay, I suppose. I'm just glad that Marlon Wayans is getting, like I said, he's getting away from spoof movies. As long if Marlon's a legitimately funny sitcom, then that's cool.
And Essence Atkins still looks good.
Oh, of course. Since I remember her since the days of Smart Guy.
Oh yeah, I had a crush on her then.
Oh yeah, of course.
And then when she did the Freak League video.
Freak a League?
Y'all remember that song Freak League by
Oh.
Petey Pablo?
Oh, that's right. The one where he names all the other, where he names all
Yep.
the chicks. Okay, yeah, I remember that.
Yep.
Oh, wow.
She was in that video.
How about that? Wow.
So yeah. So next, I checked out only one episode of the Mae Young Classic.
Mm-hmm.
I like what I saw. I didn't see. But I was very interested in seeing Body Bell, but I guess she's on the next episode, so I got to catch that.
Yeah.
But I like what I saw.
Yeah.
I did.
Yeah, I watched all 4 episodes of the first round of the Mae Young Classic too. I thought it was quite entertaining. I thought, these women have enormous talent.
Yeah.
Several of them have tons of potential. Like I would love to see more of, for example, Jazzy Gabbert, who's the buff German who
Yo,
was
she's scary.
yeah, she has that Brigitte Nielsen
Like
thing down.
I honestly looked at her as a white Grace Jones.
Yeah.
And Grace Jones terrifies the shit out of me.
Yeah, that's a good.
She's one of like 2 women that literally scare me.
Yeah.
Grace Jones and Marsha Warfield.
Oh my God, Marshall Warfield. It's taking me back to 1989.
Night Court.
Yep. Oh, I remember Keenan Ivory Wayne's parody of her in Living Color.
Yeah.
Shit was hilarious. But yeah, Jesse Gabbert, she has that Brigitte Nielsen thing down pat from Rocky 4.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and she's got.
Funny, I was on like the other day.
Oh wow. Okay. Yeah, like she's got tons of potential. I'd like to see more of her in the future. Also, Princessa Suhei, the luchador.
She was good.
Oh yeah.
She was good.
Yep.
I was actually gunning for her when I watched that match.
Yeah, and I also enjoyed seeing Serena Deeb back.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah. She has a nice little story
yeah,
that makes you wanna, root for her. It's basically a story of redemption.
mm-hmm. Yeah, I had no idea she
She
had.
lost a lot of weight though.
Yeah, she did. She's definitely.
She was like thick when she was with CM Punk.
Yeah, the Straight Edge Society. Yeah, I had no idea she was battling alcoholism though. Wow.
So you just never know what folks is going through.
Yeah.
And then, other than we had our fantasy football draft this past weekend,
Oh.
and then
cool.
right after that, we all pitched in and watched the McGregor and Mayweather fight.
So now, did you watch it on pay-per-view?
We did
Okay.
because we were trying to stream it like everybody else,
I did.
and like, listen, like 3 million people streamed it
Yes.
illegally.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on, Mister. I'm against piracy and all that. You mean to tell me that you bootlegged the fight?
Listen, number one, it's a live event, and
You
2,
still bootlegged it?
I wasn't the one who bootlegged it. No,
But you
because
still watched it.
I still watched
That's
it.
what you're part of the problem, as what you always say.
Listen, here's the
It's
thing.
part of the problem. We actually fucking pay for the motherfucker.
All right, listen. Here's the thing. Like when I heard, I saw a bunch of people like I was on Twitter, trying to get updates on the Mayweather McGregor fight.
They shut it down on like Periscope.
Yeah, Periscope. Like they had mad people trying to stream it on Periscope via Twitter,
Right.
and that's how I saw like the first few minutes of the fight. And because I was checking Twitter to see the updates to see if the fight even went down. Mind you, it was 10 p.m. The fight hadn't even started yet. So I checked again an hour later. Fight didn't start yet. So I checked at midnight, and that's when the streams came on.
Yeah.
So I went on Twitter, on my Twitter feed. I was watching the first few minutes of the first couple rounds, and then the Periscope stream shut down suddenly. So I was like, oh shit, okay, where can I find another stream?
Instagram Live.
Yep. So I saw a tweet that said, "Okay, mad people are flocking to Instagram Live." So I went on Instagram Live, and I clicked on the first Instagram feed that was streaming the fight. And believe it or not, of all people on Instagram Live, I got on Miami rappers Trina's Instagram. She was the one who was Trina, the baddest bitch. She was streaming the fight from some club that she was watching the fight from. So she had her phone and she was like, filming the fight from off the TV
Did
screen.
everybody in service.
She really did. I think she had I'm guessing like 3 million followers watching the fight on her feed, and that's how I watched the whole fight. And the fight itself, man, you know what? I actually enjoyed it. It was a legit contest. I thought it was going to end much quicker, but McGregor went the distance for 10 rounds.
It's usually 12.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I thought he was going to go the full 12, but he got gassed, though.
He did. I knew that was going to happen. Mayweather's a defensive fighter.
Yeah,
He was going to dodge all of them hits. And I'm like, watch. He's going to try to do so. And you can tell, like, he was really trying to do some, like, MMA shit, and he just couldn't.
Yeah, like
it was a legit boxing match.
Yeah, like
he just couldn't.
Yeah, like for example, like he kept trying to like hit him in the back with those hammer punches.
Yeah, you couldn't. Couldn't do it.
Yeah, it was like his UFC training kicking in. It's like he was just fighting on instinct, and then like towards the end of the bout, like he was just gassed.
He got gassed, and Mayweather said, "All right, my turn." And that was it.
Yep, like he just like McGregor just kept punching. He just punched himself out, and then that's when Mayweather came in, and then he was ready to knock him out, but then the referee came in and stopped the match. And so Mayweather, he's retired with a perfect 50-0 record, man.
The ref looked like one of my relatives from down south.
Really?
Yeah.
Could it be your actual relative?
You know what? I'll be honest with you. My family's so big, maybe. My family, for real. Like I stay meeting cousins. I remember one time I went to a family reunion, but I went to the mall the day before, and there was this customer there, and he was in front of me just taking forever, and I'm like, yo, this dude needs to hurry up. Mm-hmm. Hours later, I get to the family reunion. There he is.
Wow.
And this is in Baltimore, where I pretty much don't know anybody.
Okay. Wow. It's small world after all, as they say.
Yeah. Two best friends just took everyone for $500 million.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
name it up. Our guest from last week. Oh my God. Adrian Price was good. Adrian.
Hey.
Admin A.
Hey. Welcome back to the show on the chat. And I mean, I will say that. So I think that McGregor made $100 million from the fight, and Mayweather made $300 million. I believe so. But either way, they cleaned up. I mean, and I will say that. Hey, I would gladly be paid $100 million to get knocked the fuck out by Mayweather. Just saying.
Sure, why not? Yeah. And Congo Survivor Series. Take the night off of work. Book it. You're coming on the show.
All right, you heard it here first, Congo. Survivor Series in November.
And Adrian said McGregor can only make $100 million. Mayweather got $300 million.
Yeah, Floyd might.
And shout outs to Laura Jones watching. I can't say F your team because my dad's a Ravens fan. So,
well, okay. The Baltimore Ravens.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so, Floyd Money Mayweather shows that, you don't have to learn how to read to be successful.
Oh, damn.
Hey, don't take my word for it. Allegedly he can't read.
I remember when Charlemagne gave him Donkey of the Day for that.
Yeah, and 50 Cent gave him a challenge to read one chapter, or was it one page from a Harry Potter book? But hey, you know what? Hey,
they're cool now, though. So.
Okay, yeah, and even though Mayweather is kind of a scumbag for being a wife beater, but hey, you know what?
I Skip Bayless.
Yeah.
Do you know who Skip Bayless is?
Is he a sports guy?
Yes, he's the host of Skip and Shannon Undefeated, which is on FS1, and he used to be the host of ESPN's First Take, which is a debate show, and he literally just hates Floyd Mayweather because of that.
I mean, those
he personally hates him.
Wow. Well, I mean, you can't really blame him because the accusations are damning. I mean, the details of the case. So
Victor's not a sports guy. For those who just joined us, Victor hates sports.
I mean, I don't.
You hate sports.
I don't hate.
You've told me you have aired your grievances about sports many times before on this show and off the air.
What I hate most of all is the cultural stranglehold that professional sports has on American culture.
Competition.
Yeah, but it just brings up.
It's literally worse everywhere else, though.
It just brings out the worst in people.
Go like politics.
Well, yeah, but politics is a different story.
It still brings out the worst in people.
Well, yeah. But the difference between sports and politics is that politics actually affects every aspect of our lives. Sports does not.
I watched for about 2 months. He hates sports.
Wait, what was that?
All right, Mike Medina says Victor is cool with me because he hates the Cowboys too. Victor don't hate the Cowboys. You don't hate the Cowboys.
Well, I mean, I mean, here's the thing. I don't hate the Cowboys. I'm indifferent towards them. I do despise the Patriots, though. They are a trash team, and their fan base is obnoxious as fuck.
Okay, I agree with you there, but yeah, he also
Yeah.
and yeah, we already went through that.
Yeah.
Football is life. That's right, Laura. So yeah, that's pretty much what I've been up to.
Okay.
Your turn. What you up to?
Well, as for me, what have I been up to? Well, we did touch on one. I wanted to touch on one thing that Grande brought up earlier on the chat. The worked shoot promo between John Cena and Roman Reigns on Monday Night Raw last night. Shots. Many shots were fired. Although I did find it to be a rather strange promo because it was really coming from Cena, who's like the top guy, the elite of the elite in the WWE. Right, and some of the claims coming from him were rather strange, but he straight up made Reigns look like a chump on the microphone.
Oh, it was great.
Yeah, like for example, Cena called Roman Reigns a cheap ass corporately created John Cena bootleg.
Yeah. By the way, Eddie just flipped you the bird because he's a Pats fan. And now Adrian says Roman was way more accurate. Well, go ahead, finish on that.
Well, to that, Roman, he did say he did get in some digs by calling John Cena a phony, a fake ass bitch, a part timing fake ass bitch.
I feel like when he threw in calling him a bitch, it seemed like he was trying too hard.
It did because like there was a moment where Roman lost his train of thought. Like you could tell that he was trying to remember his lines, and then Cena called him out on it and just straight up murdered him by saying that, if you're gonna be good at this, you have to learn how to do promos.
Yeah, that was great.
Oof.
That was great.
Oh man, it's like
right then and there, I walked into work. And that's when I had it on, and I'm just like, wait, what the hell's going on? And I'm hearing shit, and I'm like, ooh, hold on. Like, I literally just sat down, and just like, my client was trying to tell me something, like, shh, wait. And I literally just stood there watching it.
Yeah. And then Cena went on to make this really weird claim, which I totally disagreed with, when he said that where Roman called him out for burying younger talent, to keep himself at the top of the card, which to a certain degree is true. I mean, when you look at Bray Wyatt, Zack Ryder, Rusev, who should be bona fide main eventers, but are still struggling in the undercard or the mid card at best. Yeah. Cena said that, it's not up. Basically, he said that, the fans hold the keys. It's always up to them. And that's always been the case, which I call bull because that's obviously not true. That was true in the Attitude Era when there was direct competition from the WWE, WWF against the WCW. But nowadays, the fans don't hold the cards at all. Vince McMahon's going to push whoever he wants. If the fans truly held the cards, as Cena claims, then Cesaro would have been a former world champion by now. Bray Wyatt would have won the title years ago. I mean, so really, Cena can't really make that claim with a straight face. And
valid point.
But I also chuckled at the fact that Cena told Roman Reigns that when he was the U.S. champion, he actually made that as a beacon to introduce new talent to the main roster like Kevin Owens and AJ Styles,
which he did.
Yep, he elevated the credibility of the U.S. Championship, whereas Roman Reigns just saw it as a demotion,
which is true.
Yep,
and Congo says not true at all. He can make them want it.
As in Vince make the fans want whoever he wants to push.
Yeah, it's happened before. Like, look at Jinder. Adrian made a valid point. Like, he really pushed him as a heel when he's actually doing a pretty good job as a heel. Like, we hate the shit out of Jinder Mahal.
Well, true, but we don't hate Jinder. Generally, the fans don't hate Jinder Mahal because he's an effective heel. We hate him because he's an undeserving talent. He's an undeserving talent who diminishes the credibility of the top title in the company the longer he holds it, just like JBL did.
But I like JBL. I think JBL's hilarious to me. He's just funny to me. But I don't know. But they're building him as a heel, and he's doing it. He's doing it, and it's making us hate him even more. It's kind of like the Joffrey effect.
Well, yeah. I mean,
as more time goes on, we're damn near ready to send him death threats. As people did to poor Jack Gleason
Oh yeah, that's
he really received death threats.
oh yeah, I read about that. That's
Fucking awesome, and
Yeah.
kudos to him
yeah.
for nailing nailing a role like that to where people physically want to kill you.
I mean, yeah, I mean he did a good,
Kudos.
yeah, he did a great job. I mean, but and the Cena, what the line that Cena really that put the nail in the coffin was where Cena said that the only reason why I'm back here is because you can't do your job. And then he tells Roman Reigns, I can do this part time better than you can ever do it full time. Oof, which was a sick burn, had some truth to it, but I will say that Cena did drop some truth bombs and did expose Roman Reigns.
Big city.
Not.
Yeah, Congo is big city. If you ever hear me say big city, I'm talking about Congo. But he wants to know, how is Jinder undeserving?
Jinder is undeserving, Congo, because as I said in last week's show, it's like Jinder Mahal has been a straight up jobber up until April of this year. Like he's been part of 3MB, which is a job squad, 2K7.
Drew McIntyre's on the come up now.
Drew McIntyre's on the come up now, and Heath Slater, he's on the come up with the tag division. But Jinder Mahal, he's been a straight up jobber up until this past April. So you mean to tell me that he's been booked to be a scrub, coming out to like zero crowd reaction, to crickets, dead silence, and then as soon as he moves to SmackDown, all of a sudden he's elevated instantly to the main event slot, and all of a sudden he instantly becomes WWE champion. Like we're supposed to forget that he's been a jobber up until that point where he beats Randy Orton. Come on. Just because you become the WWE champion does not instantly make you a credible champion. Does not instantly make you a credible main eventer. It does not. It doesn't work that way. So that's why I think Jinder is rather undeserving and rather, doesn't have any credibility to be where he is.
See you later, Laura.
Yeah. So that's how I feel. I mean, it's one thing if it was like Bray Wyatt, who's pushing that spot, or if it's like somebody or some other heel like Kevin Owens, or even Rusev, who deserves that spot way more than Jinder does. But Jinder comes out of nowhere from being a jobber to being a main eventer from 0 to 60. I can't buy that, man. It's like Vince McMahon is basically telling me that Jinder's a main eventer instead of me believing it as a fan.
And I have to agree with Eddie. Jinder was a tool to get people in India to buy the network.
And that's another thing too. I thank you, Eddie, for bringing that point up. It's a cynical ploy to court the Indian market further, like they did with the Great Khali. And the Great Khali is absolute trash, mind you. He's like the Giant Gonzalez of this century.
Yeah. I actually remember meeting Davari and just asking him, like, yo, how is it? Does he really speak that bad English? He's like, it's horrible. It is horrible.
Yeah. And also, one more thing about the promo between Reigns and Cena. I did really enjoy the Undertaker shade that they both threw. I enjoyed it very much.
Of course you did, you dick.
Where Cena says, I'm not a battered veteran who's at the end of his career with a bad hip. I chuckled at that.
That's disrespect. That was disrespect.
I mean, when you think about it, it's like when you see Undertaker in the last 3 years of his career, it's like, oh my God, Mom, get the nurse. Grandpa wandered into the ring. He doesn't know where he is.
He stole the show with Shane.
It's like, get his blanket.
Did he or did he not steal the show with Shane?
Well, it was mostly Shane, because of the jump off the cage. But
that was it. But other than that, Undertaker still carried that match. He still did his thing.
Yeah, he did. He did.
He had a nice, clean match with Bray Wyatt at 31.
Yeah. It was like a palate cleanser from, Lesnar the previous year. But,
But still. Look, stop discrediting my boy. Man.
Okay, I mean, he's wrestling.
I don't talk bad about your Criterion films.
Well, I mean, it's all jokes, I crack on the Undertaker, but it's all like he's a legend, one of the greatest legends of all time, legitimately. I'd rather see broken down Undertaker as a champion today than Jinder Mahal. I can tell you that. But besides that, I also got into a movie that came out this past weekend. I want to touch on real quick, starring Robert Pattinson. It's called Good Time, and no, it's not a reboot of the classic '70s sitcom.
How'd you know I was thinking about the theme song?
But Good Time, it's a really cool crime drama. It's kind of like a gritty farce, and it stars Robert Pattinson. He plays this guy named Constantine or
That's
Connie.
the Twilight guy, right?
Yeah, he played Edward Cullen on Twilight, but but Robert Pattinson is a
Disappointed in you that you knew the character's name.
well, yeah, of course, but I mean, because it's so entrenched in popular culture, Twilight, or was.
I don't know not one person's name in that movie.
Yeah, well, whatever.
All I really know about was the song that Bruno Mars did for the movie.
He did a song?
Yeah, it's called It Will Rain.
I never heard it.
I'm a DJ. I gotta listen to stuff I hate.
Of course. But yeah, Good Time is a great movie. Robert Pattinson, he plays this guy named Constantine Nikas, who's like this low life scumbag, basically a dipshit, and he has this mentally handicapped brother who he takes with him to rob a bank in New York, and so as soon as they rob a bank, they later on they get found out by the cops, they get chased down, and his brother actually gets arrested. And so his brother is actually placed in jail in Rikers, and so it's up to Constantine to drum up $10,000 to bail him out of jail.
Who plays his brother?
One of the directors of the film, Ben Safdie.
Okay.
And Ben Safdie, even though he's one of the co-directors of the film with his brother Josh Safdie, Ben Safdie was really good in this movie too, because he plays like a totally mentally handicapped person who's very slow. He very emotionally inert, just like talks really slowly. And like when you see Ben Safdie in real life, he's nothing like the character he portrays. It's like a complete 180. It's like, damn, like that's an excellent transformation. But like you see the film, and like the whole film takes place over the course of like one night. And Robert Pattinson, you see him like as a total dipshit, idiot con man who tries his best, damn to say, like to raise money to get his brother out of prison. So he's like traveling through New York. He encounters these other idiotic people along his one man journey, and like he gets into these like weird shenanigans and bizarre situations, and it's so fascinating because Robert Pattinson, like he's a really good actor, and like. And this role, man, is one of his best roles where you can see the desperation on his face, and like all the stuff that he goes through is so bizarre and so ridiculous that you can't help but laugh.
Hold on one sec. Yerp. Firm is watching. He says yerp. So
cool.
I had to respond with a yerp.
Yeah, and like then the whole film, it's a farce because it's like you see a bunch of dumb people making stupid decisions, and it keeps piling on one after another, and it's just so funny to watch. And also, what's also cool about the film is the soundtrack, the score of the film. It kind of has this like electronic synthesizer sound, which kind of reminds me of the score from Grand Theft Auto 5. That same synthesizer beats from Tangerine Dream.
Oh, okay.
It kind of reminded me of GTA 5 a lot, and the soundtrack was really dope in this. It was by One O Tricks Point Never, who was the composer of the film. And
Tricks Point Never.
Yeah, it sounds like a radio station.
It sounds like 106.7.
It does. But yeah, man, Good Time. I had a great time watching it. It's an excellent film. It's in theaters now. It's definitely one of Robert Pattinson's best performances.
I've not seen not one commercial or trailer for it.
Yeah, it's definitely a low key release. It has a wide release, even though it's kind of on the low key, in terms of advertising. But if you're in the mood to watch a really good film this weekend or this week, definitely check out Good Time.
Fergus says, talk to me about John Cena slipping that busted penis. Trust me, we're gonna get to that.
We'll get to that later on.
We'll get to that.
Yeah. And besides Good Time, I also wanted to touch on Death Note, both the anime and the live action movie by Netflix.
Yeah, that was bad.
Now, yeah, I will say that I did finish all 37 episodes of the Death Note anime, which is fire. It's a fantastic series, and that's the perfect example of marathon television or binge-worthy television, because each episode is 20 minutes long, and it just and all the developments just move at a clip where you just want to watch the next one and the next one, and the plotting from episode to episode in the series is like really tight, and all the rules of the Death Note, how it works. There's a lot of rules, but it's very easy to follow. It's very comprehensive. And the character of Light Yagami, who's like this genius turned like evil guy with a messiah complex. He's a pretty fascinating character too, and the whole universe of the anime.
Now, would you have to watch like the anime or read the graphic novels to watch the movie or understand it better?
No, not at all.
Okay.
But once you watch the anime, you will see just how trash the live action movie is. As a matter of fact, even if you don't watch the Death Note anime and just watch the movie's still pretty bad.
Like I heard that. Shout out to my friend Mallory. She actually posted she posted that she enjoyed watching she enjoyed reading the graphic novels, but she hated the movie.
Yeah, and the movie's so bad because like for a lot of reasons. One, it's like the Death Note movie is to the anime as the Last Airbender movie is to Avatar.
They can never really just get anime movies right.
They really can't. It's like Dragon.
Like there's a don't you dare don't you dare mention it.
It's like
mention it.
It's like
Shut
Dragon
up!
Ball Evolution.
Shut up, you fucking.
It's like Dragon Ball Evolution in terms of quality. Like first of all, the main character, Light Turner in the Death Note movie, is a blithering idiot and a dumbass, totally unlikable. Like his face is stupid, and I hate him. In fact, the actor who plays him, Nat Wolff, he just looks like such a fucking millennial douchebag. Just a punchable face, and just so stupid. He's like a fucking dumbass who gets his hands on the Death Note. He's not smart. He's not clever. He's just a fucking emo douchebag.
My mother's watching.
So, and anyway,
hi Ma.
and anyway, like, and also the characterizations of L, played by Lakeith Stanfield, who actually, Lakeith Stanfield is actually
From Atlanta, right?
From Atlanta and Get Out. He's actually one of two genuinely good elements of the film. The other good element is Willem Dafoe, who provides the voice of Ryuk, the Shimigami, the death spirit that follows.
So basically, the movie was whitewashed.
The movie was whitewashed because they actually managed to bring in L's lieutenant or his assistant Watari, who's still Japanese, and yet the whole movie takes place in Seattle, Washington. And they even have a scene that cuts to Japan with a bunch of dead Japanese and Asian people in a nightclub. So you mean to tell me that they found dead Asians as extras, but they can't find Asian actors to play the Asian characters from the original film? And mind you, if the movie was still set in Japan, it wouldn't matter if the film was still this bad. Like the writing was bad, the pacing was terrible.
I didn't mean to cut you off. That actually reminds me of I actually listened to our friends the Party Nerds. It was last week, 2 weeks ago. They had a special anime episode, and it actually, one thing I learned was they were saying that Japanese are very like influential. They're like, I was not influential, but like they were like obsessed with white culture, where they make their characters do look white, even though they are Japanese. So it's like, okay, you can understand why like Hollywood wants to whitewash these movies, but it's like they still come out trash. And my mom said it's too late. She heard us cussing up a storm.
Oh, okay, that's
she
cool.
Still loves us though. And like John Furman says, like John Wayne playing Genghis Khan.
Yeah.
But there is one thing that they will do right. Something that Furman said is not bad at all.
What's that?
Dragon Ball Fighters.
Is that the video game that's supposed to come out next year?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, who cares? But anyway,
I do.
Like I said, I do not recommend the Death Note live action movie. Like, if you haven't seen the movie, don't waste your time on it. I recommend watching the Death Note anime, which is available on Netflix, all 37 episodes. That's worth your time.
Funny because I was like before coming in today, like I was on Netflix and it was staring at me in the face. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, I have some time to kill. Should I really watch this? Mm-hmm. Nah, I just didn't.
Yeah, the movie's not worth your time at all. Like I said, the poor characterizations, just rushed writing and rushed pacing, because like they're cramming the whole series into like an hour and 40 minutes, so it comes off very, very haphazard.
I should just add this to my bad movie day that I one day will have.
Yeah, go ahead. I mean, for you, like, what's not bad movie day? But yeah, you should.
Bad
add it.
movie day. I already told you what's going to consist of bad movie day so far, which
Okay.
is the original, not the original, the prequel Star Wars trilogies,
Mm-hmm.
the Fantastic Four, the most recent one,
Yeah, yeah,
and now this one.
yeah, yeah. That is 5 movies of horribleness, just complete trash. Enjoy. Yeah, yeah. So yeah, that's my take on Death Note, the anime and the movie. Yeah.
Anything else?
Anything else? Well, that's pretty much it. We got some news and headlines to get into before our main topic. So let's run them down here. The biggest headline. What's so funny now? Another Furman gem.
It was. It's a good one.
What do you
He
say?
said, Victor, Dirty Mike and the Boys, Halloween 2017.
Soup kitchen.
I can't really hear that word anymore to say.
I know. I gotta watch that other movie. That other guys. I want to watch it again because that movie's so fun. That movie's so funny.
You're going to make me want to. I probably will end up doing that today.
Dirty.
All right,
man.
but go.
Yes, we got some news and headlines. Biggest headline this week is that DC, Warner Brothers, they are actually planning to make a Joker standalone origin film.
I don't like it.
Well, it says Todd Phillips and Scott Silver. Todd Phillips, who's the director of The Hangover, and Scott Silver, who I believe wrote or directed 8 Mile. They'll both be writing the screenplay, and Phillips will also be directing this Joker movie. And Martin Scorsese will be producing the movie alongside Phillips, which is an interesting choice because Martin Scorsese, one of the greatest directors of all time. The Joker origin film will not be a part of the DCEU. And Warner Brothers is planning to cast a new actor in the role, and it will also take place in the 1980s. Jared Leto, however, will still reprise his role as the Joker in Suicide Squad 2 and the Joker and Harley Quinn film.
Okay, here's my small little take on that. Okay, if they're actually gonna do this, there's only one person I want to see play the Joker.
Who's that?
Willem Dafoe.
Willem Dafoe will knock it out of the park, no question.
Correct. But here's my thing about the Joker is there's no official backstory to him.
That's right, yeah.
He's just mysterious. So the already fucked up DCEU is gonna fuck that up for him.
Well,
I'm good.
well. The thing is, like, this isn't going to be a part of the DCEU. Like, it's going to be
mess it up.
Well, I mean, one, I do like the concept of of standalone movies that are not part of an overarching universe because I did mention that before on the show where I would like to see more of that. Like, for example, Logan. Logan is not an actual part of the X-Men universe. It's its own separate
I don't know
thing.
what the X-Men universe is, honestly true. That's such a confusing timeline.
Basically, all the X-Men movies besides Deadpool and Logan, Deadpool and Logan are the only two that are not part of the X-Men universe.
They actually kind of are in this.
Well, because James Mangold, who directed Logan, he confirmed that Logan is actually a separate standalone.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But I do like the concept of separate standalone movies that aren't part of an overarching universe because that gives filmmakers the opportunity to explore the characters in a way that a universe really can't because it's so restricted.
I
So
understand that, but it's
yeah.
like I just don't like. Like, I love the fact that there's no official backstory to the Joker. Like, he's just a Joker.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I know they did it in the Joker's backstory doesn't have an explanation, just like Victor's.
Well,
Oh man,
I know I just popped out of nowhere.
I don't lost where I was going.
But I do agree with you because
Damn it, Furman.
because one of the great reasons why Joker works as a villain is because, as you say, we don't know anything about him. Like
Yeah, they did try it with
the Killing Joke,
and the Killing Joke, but it's like it still wasn't official.
right?
Like, there's no official backstory with a movie. Seeing that nowadays, like, people are watching the movies more than reading the comics, they're gonna think, "Oh, this is it,"
Yeah,
and this is it's gonna stand as the official backstory.
that's true.
When us comic readers like, no, there's no official backstory.
Yeah, that is true. Like, unless DC makes it clear that, okay, this is just a one-off. This is just a origin story.
The only person who can give that declaration and say that this is the official backstory is Bob Kane.
Yeah, but
and
he's
the other guy who's
Bill Finger.
Bill Finger, yeah.
Yeah,
But unfortunately, they're no longer with us. So, kiss my ass, DC. Don't do it.
yeah. Like I said, I don't mind a Joker standalone movie, but a Joker standalone origin movie, nah, I'm not cool with that. But you know what? I'll keep a fairly open mind, because like I said, it's
Although I do like the kid who plays Jerome in Gotham. From what I see, like he kind of nails the Joker.
Oh, okay.
It's supposed to hint as the Joker, even though I guess they're not really saying he is.
Yeah.
But it's like, if you look at the kid, you're like, damn, he's fucking nailing it.
All right. So yeah. We'll just wait and see what DC has with this down the pike. Next headline here. Gotham City Sirens, the movie, is still in development, contrary to other rumors. Despite rumors of cancellation, Warner Brothers is still making the Gotham City Sirens film. Margot Robbie will reprise her role as Harley Quinn, and the film is likely to follow the events of the upcoming Suicide Squad sequel and the Joker and Harley Quinn spinoff. Currently, no actresses have been cast in the roles of Catwoman and Poison Ivy, who are the other two heroines of the Gotham City Sirens. David Ayer, who directed Suicide Squad, will be directing Gotham City Sirens, and no release date has been announced as of yet.
I can't think of anybody for Catwoman, but based on looks, I would probably see Emma Stone playing Poison Ivy.
Emma Stone as Poison Ivy?
Yeah, just based on looks, mainly because of the red hair.
I can see that.
She's literally the only redheaded actress who's like, that's the first one that's popped in my head.
Yeah. Or maybe Brie Larson or Jessica Chastain. Yeah, I could see Brie Larson as Catwoman as well, or maybe like Catwoman.
Isn't Brie Larson playing?
Captain Marvel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, she's ours. Stay away.
Ours? Oh, you mean Marvel's?
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll see what this movie has in store in the future. If the rest of the DCEU can maintain the quality that Wonder Woman set, then I'm all for it. As long as it doesn't have the same tragic handling as the original Suicide Squad movie, which is absolute trash, then I think we'll be okay.
Hot Topic Avengers, my cousin nailed it with that one.
He certainly did. Also, other news on the wrestling front: Asuka relinquished her NXT Women's Championship because she actually injured her collarbone during her match against Ember Moon at NXT Takeover this past weekend. Actually, a couple weekends ago. The Empress of Tomorrow, she gave up her NXT Women's Championship last Wednesday at Full Sail University. That episode will air tomorrow on the network, which will end her reign, her undefeated streak at 510 days. Asuka's been the NXT Women's Champion since April of 2016, where she defeated Bayley.
Right.
And also, this also means that Asuka also has the longest undefeated streak in modern WWE history, which surpasses Goldberg's build record of 173 wins in WCW. And also, she's the longest reigning singles champion of any kind in modern WWE history. Asuka will be currently out for 6 to 8 weeks recovering, and she'll most likely make her debut on the main roster.
Please let it be SmackDown.
I hope it's SmackDown, because if she's on Raw, man. But I mean, like I said, Asuka has nothing else to prove. She has the best streak, better than the Undertaker's at WrestleMania streak. But I will say that if they manage to keep building Asuka on the main roster as the monster among women as she is, then you know what? I am really looking forward to seeing what kind of impact she'll have on SmackDown. Hopefully SmackDown, fingers crossed. Because if she's on Raw, then, I mean, well, Vince is going to be Vince, and Vince is sometimes the worst. Let's just leave it at that.
Okay. Oh, let's move on. Here's one for you. Obi-Wan Kenobi film is on the way. Stephen Daldry, did he direct it?
Directed
of Billy Elliot and the Reader, is in early talks to direct the Star Wars anthology film. Ewan McGregor has expressed interest in returning to the role, although no actor has officially been cast yet. Yeah, I'm gonna leave that up to you. You're a Star Wars geek.
Yeah, I mean, my like I said, my enthusiasm of Star Wars has kind of kind of died down in the past year or so. An Obi-Wan Kenobi film. I mean, that's my take on
You're
it.
still gonna watch it anyway.
Maybe not in theaters. I'm not gonna watch the Han Solo film in theaters. I mean, Rogue One was enough. I mean, like
Rogue One was good though. It was really good. I enjoyed it.
it's an enjoyable film, but it's not essential, and it has a lot of numerous problems. And this Obi-Wan Kenobi film, I mean, really, it's like it shows that that the dirty little secret of Star Wars is that the universe is pretty damn limited when you're focusing on just the vintage characters, rebels versus the Empire,
Because it's what they would sell.
resistance
They
versus the First
sell.
Order. It sells, but
But then again, like, well, but we got the newer characters though.
yeah,
So maybe after the sequel trilogies is done, maybe we'll probably get a Finn spin-off, a Rey spin-off.
well, I like to see like newer characters and newer stories that don't fit into that strict template of
But then
Empire
they could also
versus-
bring in new characters as well.
Yeah, they could.
You never know. Give it a chance.
Well, you know what? I'm not very eager. Like I said, I'm just waiting for episodes 8 and 9 just so I can get it over with. That's where I'm at with Star Wars. I'm sorry, like
If AWOL, the person who got you into Star Wars, heard you say that, he'll probably be disappointed.
I mean, like I said, I'm still very much looking forward to The Last Jedi coming December 15th, but
You didn't start the countdown yet.
nah.
Dude, we're like 4 months away.
I'll start the countdown if there's I'll start it when we're 100 days away. I'll start the countdown, but
Episode 7, you started that countdown like 2 years before.
I know I did because I was excited that we're getting a sequel trilogy. But diminishing returns, as they say, with these anthology spin-offs. That's where I'm at.
All right. Well, the Secret of Mana remake is coming in 2018. Square Enix, a 3D remake. Square Enix announced a 3D remake of their 1993 SNES RPG for the PS4, Vita, and stream on February 15th, 2018. The game will feature upgraded gameplay and a newly arranged musical score.
Yeah. Have you played Secret of Mana for the SNES?
I remember it, but I didn't play it. Like I watched somebody play it, but I didn't play it.
Yeah, I played a little bit of it, and I thought it was fine. I haven't really got into it. The one game that I did like a little bit more was Illusion of Gaia, which is pretty similar. I'll get into this remake when it comes out.
Something like that will probably just be is like a bootleg Final Fantasy.
No, it's more like an action RPG.
Yeah.
So it's like an adventure game. So it's not turn based. So it's kind of like a quasi
I
Zelda.
want to see Onimusha get a reboot.
Yeah.
I loved Onimusha.
Onimusha 3 was the shit.
I didn't play it. The only one I played was the first one, and I was able to beat that like with one hand.
Oh man, you should play part 3. Demon Siege, that's the best one.
So, 3 new fighters announced for Injustice 2. Hellboy, Raiden, and Black Manta will be available for purchase on September 12th as part of the game's second fighters pack. Still gotta buy Injustice because I got my ass. Like before we draft, we played some Injustice, and I got my ass beat.
Yeah, but it's pretty much it uses the Mortal Kombat X engine, right?
Somewhat, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's like still learning the characters and stuff. I just never bought the game. If I had bought the game like I wanted to, I'd have been fine.
Yeah. But Injustice 2 does look sweet though.
Oh yeah, it looks a whole lot better than the first one.
Yeah.
And I actually learned that they're actually going to do another Mortal Kombat versus DC.
Okay. All right. Heard the first one was pretty good.
I have fun with it. A lot of people said it was garbage, but I have fun with it. I'll play it. I didn't buy it, but I played it.
Okay. Gotcha. Let's see. You've got a couple more headlines here. Stranger Things, which is coming out, the season 2 is coming out October 27th on Netflix. It will actually end. Stranger Things will actually end at season 4. In an interview with Vulture, the show creators Matt and Ross Duffer said that their 80s themed series will end with its 4th season, and that they're not sure if they can justify bad things happening to the characters once a year, which is one of their prime reasons why they want to end the show.
Which is great.
Yeah.
Beginning, middle, end. Just like how we all like it. And then just... Yeah, it can't be... I mean, Will can't get lost. Every year.
Yeah. That's true. And it's like, how long can Barb, be stuck in the Upside Down? That is if she's still
Barb's
alive.
coming back this season.
I don't know. I think the creators were pretty much said that she's dead. It's like she's a one and done character. At least that's what I heard.
Well, at least she's gonna make, or at least her corpse is gonna make an appearance.
Zombie Barb.
Possibly, she may probably turn into one of the demons.
Maybe more cosplay ideas right there. But yeah, and last headline here, pretty sad one. Toby Hooper, the legendary horror director of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre and Poltergeist, he passed away last Saturday, August 26th, at the age of 74. One of the influential horror filmmakers, R.I.P. Have you seen the Texas Chainsaw Massacre or Poltergeist?
Long time ago, as a kid.
Yeah,
my dad watched. Like I remember watching it with my dad, just watching it.
yeah.
Like no, I literally have very faint memories of it. Mm-hmm. But I do remember the TV show, The Poltergeist.
Oh, okay. Yeah, like
Undertaker was on an episode.
Oh, he was?
Yeah.
Nice.
I forgot the name of the character, but he was on it.
Like the original Poltergeist film had that Spielberg touch to it because Spielberg was one of the producers. I enjoyed it. It was a cool film. And Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the original, I actually love because I love how messed up it is, especially that classic dinner scene. Oh boy. So it was so rotten, so depraved, so horrifying that I got a laugh out of it. To me, it was kind of like a comedy in a way.
The Soul Chaser Demon, that's what we played.
Oh, nice. So yeah, Toby Hooper gone, but will never be forgotten. And that reminds me, I do have Texas Chainsaw Massacre on Blu-ray, and I will watch that pretty soon.
All right.
Yeah. So now, after all that, we're getting into the main event of our episode. We're talking about Season 7, Game of Thrones, the finale, which is titled The Dragon and the Wolf. So much to get into with this season finale.
Woo-hoo.
So much.
Let's just get to it right now.
All right.
Spoiler warnings.
Yes, naturally, spoiler warning. If you're here for some reason and you haven't seen the season finale yet, or if you haven't watched Game of Thrones, if you're not caught up in the series, please turn away now because we're going to get into some heavy duty spoilers here. But for the rest of you, let's get into the discussion. Carl, what are some of your thoughts of the season 7 finale, The Dragon and the Wolf?
I called it.
What you call
I called it. I've said it many times on this show that Jon Snow and Daenerys was going to start smashing, and what happened? I told y'all. So many people are doubting me. No, that's not going to happen. They're going to find out that they're related. I said, watch. They're going to fuck, and the next thing you know, boom.
You know, when
and then the way they did it was so great because of the simple fact that they had Bran and talking to Sam, talking about how they are related.
Yep.
And right at the same time, they're just going at it.
Yeah, that scene, man, because like as soon as Jon, approached Daenerys' door on the ship and she opened it, that's when I knew it was going to go down. But I was like, don't do it. Fight the feeling. Don't give in. And the next thing you know, Jon Snow is plowing his auntie. He's banging his auntie. That's sick. Oh, I mean, in the show, which has its fair share of incest with Cersei and Jaime, auntie and nephew banging is not okay.
No, of course not. But I was just like, I knew it was going to happen.
I was like,
I knew it.
That was one of the most cringeworthy sequences I've seen on the series, man.
Just because you knew that they were related, but if they weren't, nobody would give a shit.
That's his auntie, though.
No.
And not to mention that there are a sizable chunk of fans who are okay with this.
The game.
They are okay with this, mind you. And here's the thing, though. It's like
you do realize that Daenerys was born out of incest, right?
Yeah, the Targaryens. They're all about the incest.
Now, do you think I heard this on the podcast on the Wester Bros podcast earlier today? Do you think that they do that because they cannot birth human children? They just keep it in blood.
That's plausible. That is plausible. However, I think it's more of like a pretentious royal bloodline thing. Like, oh, we need to keep our bloodline pure and royal.
Exactly.
I mean, and then you realize, like, oh my god, like your kid is a gray-scaled hunchback that can breathe fire. Wow, good for you. And he has silver hair. But but with this whole like Jon and Daenerys development, we did actually confirm Jon Snow's true parentage, that his mother and father is Rhaegar Targaryen, the prince,
Right.
and his mother is Lyanna Stark,
yeah.
which is Ned Stark's sister, and also Jon Snow's real name is Aegon Targaryen, who his namesake is the same king who actually unified Westeros 300 years prior to the series. So that does have some significance too, because Jon Snow is the legitimate rightful heir
to the throne,
to the Iron Throne. Yeah. So once
I had so many like predictions. Like I could not stick to just one prediction of who was going to take the rightful throne. One of them was I thought Peter Baelish was going to do it.
Oh,
I thought he was going to be the one to take the rightful throne, because basically it's because of him that Game of Thrones is happening.
Yeah, the moment he put that knife against Ned Stark's throat,
yeah,
said that you should have known better than to trust me. That's what set the events in motion.
Right. So it's like, and then I was like, he's so smart, he's so slick that it's like he's gonna turn everybody against each other. Mm-hmm. Everybody's gonna go into war, kill each other, and then he goes, "Okay, well, I'm gonna have a seat on this very uncomfortable chair." Mm-hmm. And just claim his power. But
woo, man, I will say the most satisfying death of the season.
I watched it with my friend Karina. We screamed.
Oh yeah.
Enjoy.
Yeah, like the whole like up until that scene, like I was a little pissed off at Sansa. Was like, man, she is so feeling herself. Like she's really gonna commit Arya to death, accuse her of treason. And then Sansa's like, how do you answer these charges?
Peter Baelish. I was like, wait, what? Wait, what just happened?
Yeah, and Baelish like that white guy in the blinking meme, just like
he's like, wait, what? That's the best way to describe it.
Yeah, and kudos to Aidan Gillen, the actor who plays Littlefinger, because like he went through all the emotions. He went from denial to anger to straight up
confusion. Like he didn't, like it was all of it. Like he nailed that. Mm-hmm. And then Arya, who I freaking love, she's got to be one of my favorite characters. She said, "Okay,
yep, sweet." Yo, and that was sweet karma. The same way he put that knife to Ned's throat.
Oh yeah, she definitely wanted to be the one. She definitely wanted to do it.
Oh yeah,
he was on the list.
Oh yeah, and mind you, Baelish, when he got on his knees and he was crying like a punk bitch. Wow.
If you about to die, you cried too.
Yo, as soon as he got his throat slit, I stood up and I legit applauded. I was like, yes.
Oh, my mouth dropped. Like we screamed with him after we had to shut up because we wanted to hear what the fuck they were saying. Mm-hmm. And like literally my mouth was literally on the floor.
Yeah. Like, oh my God, that was one of the most satisfying deaths on the entire series. I'm
so glad. It was so worth it. I took the night off of work. I usually work overnights on Sundays. I took that night off of work just for Game of Thrones.
Well worth it.
They even asked me, and they're like, "What are you taking that? That's a random Sunday night. What are you taking that for?" And I literally told my boss, the season finale of Game of Thrones.
I'm sure your boss was understanding.
She didn't give a shit.
But man, I mean, Arya Stark and Sansa Stark, they're in the Hall of Heroes.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, she just looked at me crazy. She was like, "You're taking a day off just for a TV show?" I was so proud of it.
Hey, it's not TV. It's HBO.
Yeah, listen, Game of Thrones is life.
Yes. Oh man, what a satisfying death. And oh man, another thing too. Is at the beginning of the episode when they had the meeting at the Dragon Pit. Man, there's a lot of things to talk about there. Where
one thing I loved about that scene is that was the first time like we saw a lot of people in scenes together.
Yeah, like after a while.
I don't think I can remember seeing Jon Snow and Cersei in a scene together.
That's right. They haven't been actually. I don't think. Like and like you saw like a whole bunch of people reunited over there. Like for example, you saw Sandor the Hound Clegane reunite with Brienne. Brother.
Oh, I can't. Oh God, Clegane Bowl, it's coming.
Clegane Bowl's coming for season 8, man. Place your bets. And I think that with the
I'm placing my bet right now. Mm-hmm. The Hound is gonna win. Mm-hmm. but he's gonna die winning.
I think so too. Yeah, I have my thoughts exactly.
He will beat him when he kills him. He will die trying.
Yeah.
He will succeed, but he will still end up dying.
Yeah, they're both going down because like there's a whole reason why the Hound has been kept alive this long. Like because he's been in so many situations where he should have died.
Oh yeah, the fight with Brianna Tarth.
Yep, Brianna Tarth. The fact that he fell off a cliff.
Yeah,
and he's still living. Like I think that he's gonna meet his demise at the hands of his brother, but he's gonna take his brother with him.
Yeah,
Clegane Bowl is coming. I also like the fact that like one of the moments that made me smile was where the Hound reunited with Brienne and they kind of like talked about Arya, like how they kind of like I saw a bunch of like Twitter mentions and memes like how they talked about Arya like there are two divorced parents regarding their murder baby, like oh she can defend herself, like that's my murder child.
Yeah.
And also the moment where the Hound, releases the undead zombie, the white, which runs right towards Cersei, and Cersei has that look of shock, legitimately, and that's when you initially think that okay, it's finally sunk into Cersei's mind that there's a bigger enemy than just Daenerys' army and her forces. We have the White Walkers coming. They're coming to invade Westeros. That's to unite and join forces and defeat this big enemy. But even still, Cersei still wants to plot and scheme.
Yeah. She don't want nothing to do with that. She's gonna be like, let them handle it.
Yeah, and mind you, like she said, like she initially says that okay, we'll call a truce and we'll unite our forces, and then Jon Snow. Jon Snow says that, Cersei said that I'll unite our forces on one condition. Jon Snow has to remain neutral as the king of the North. He can't take Daenerys' side. He can't really take our side. He just has to remain neutral. And Jon Snow says, nah, I can't do that because I'm loyal to Daenerys.
He's the This is bothering Brandon. And it's heavy, so he's going to have to deal with it.
Yeah.
All right, so, damn it, what was I gonna say? Jon Snow's the good guy. He's the protagonist. Mm-hmm. He's the good guy. He has to have like some type of like truth and honor in I will say the American way, but the Westeros way, Westeros is fucked up. Yeah. Incestoros, basically. But like he's the protagonist. He has to like have some like extra good qualities in him. He's gonna stay truthful.
Yeah, because he's kind of channeled his Ned Stark. Where,
oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, where and Jon Snow raised an excellent point where he said that if words don't matter, then all we have is just better and better lies. And even though he could have lied to Cersei, he said, yeah, okay, yeah, I agree to the terms, just to keep the forces united. Even if he agreed 100%, Cersei still would have lied. She still would have gone behind their backs. And mind you. And mind you, Cersei's whole plan is to use the Iron Bank to recruit the mercenaries, off the coast in the other continent, Essos, to join the rest of the remaining Lannister forces. And Jaime is trying to tell her, look, we have a bigger enemy. It's death itself.
Yeah, and you see it.
Yeah,
it came at you.
Yeah, and Cersei's still feeling herself. And oh my gosh, I thought that she was gonna kill Jaime when Gregor was standing
but I'm like, no, Jaime's too strong of a character for him to like die now.
Yeah, and the fact that
he's gonna go. Jaime's gonna be the one to kill Cersei.
That would be so poetic.
Yeah. It's gonna happen. He killed the Mad King.
He did.
She's starting to act like the Mad King, being obsessed with power, and without the possibility of Bran getting into his head. But like, he sees it.
Yeah.
He sees it and he's like, yo, pretty soon I'm going to have to do it.
Yep.
Yeah. Now, I got one question. Are you tired, just like me, of the Theon Greyjoy's redemption story again and again? I still think he's a punk bitch.
Yeah, he is. But you know what? I think I will say that with Theon, especially the fight with that one dude from the Iron.
One thing about that fight, I will have to say, I'm like, that is bullshit. Whether you got balls or not, somebody needs you there. It's still gonna hurt.
Oh yeah, of course.
And he's just, boom.
and he headbutts him and beats him to death subsequently. It would still hurt, but I did like the fact that Theon got his metaphorical nuts back in that moment. He says, "Okay, we're gonna rescue Yara," and now the rest of the boys are gonna follow him. But it does remind me of one thing when Euron said earlier at the Dragon Pit that that Yara is dead. Now I don't think that she's actually dead, but my theory about that is, what if Yara is tortured and beaten to a similar state as Reek by the time Theon rescues her? That psychologically she's not the same anymore.
Right.
Then you have two.
That's
damaged
possible.
people. Then it's like, okay, then who's gonna become the new king or queen of the Ironborn, of the Iron Islands? Then, so that I'm kind of very curious to see what's gonna happen there.
So okay, and another thing. All right, continue. See, I got shitty notes. So one thing I was hoping to see at the end of the season. I cannot remember her name because she was in the books, but I heard that she was supposed to come back. Melisandre was supposed to bring back Catelyn Stark, and she was supposed to be Lady something.
I think Lady Stoneheart.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was kind of hoping that was going to happen. That's how that was going to be the cliffhanger to go into season 8.
I don't think that. For those who don't know, I haven't read the books, but I read this. Like apparently, Catelyn Stark in the books does come back as Lady Stoneheart, and she's like an avenging spirit or zombie
Something like
person.
that.
Yeah. I think that at this point in the game, in the series, I think it would be rather silly to bring back Catelyn Stark as Lady Stoneheart in the show.
But you never know; it could still work.
I don't see where she would fit though.
At this point right now, but I mean, next season, 6 episodes? We really got to wait a whole year for 6 fucking episodes.
I think 2 years, actually. I think season 8 is going to come out in 2019, most likely. But with the interesting thing about the 8th and final season of Game of Thrones is that even though it's 6 episodes, each episode is going to be feature length. So so each episode is going to range from anywhere from like 80 to 90 minutes to 2 hours. So it's like we're getting 6 movies.
I'm okay with that.
I am too. And
we're talking about Game of Thrones, Brandon.
Yes. And oh my gosh, the White Walkers, man.
Oh, those motherfuckers. Yo, if I have to choose an MVP of this season, the Night King.
Yeah. The Night King, like he with his Olympic level javelin throwing skills.
Yes, he redeemed a dragon, and that dragon just came out more powerful than it already was.
Yeah.
Not redeemed, resurrected him.
Yeah. Where he just straight up
destroyed the wall.
Well, the East March chunk of the wall.
That's a good portion of the wall.
Oh yeah, it is.
That's a good portion.
Yeah.
Like, I don't even think, like, are there any even Night's Watch or Wildlings left after that?
I think so. Yeah, but their forces are like minuscule, and mind you, like,
and not to mention they're all right there too, so they're pretty much dead. It's pretty much good to call them dead.
Well, we'll see in the season premiere of next season. I hope Tormund manages to survive.
Tormund, that's the red hair guy, right?
Yeah, the red hair guy.
In love
with Brienne, because I want him to reunite with his bae, Brienne. And
he's smashing Brienne. He's gonna smash Brienne. Brienne gonna get hers.
She deserves it. They both deserve it. And mind you, like the first full settlement like near the wall is Winterfell. And mind you, Jon Snow and Daenerys are still a ways behind. So the White Walkers, to see them invade Winterfell when Jon Snow is not there yet, man, I don't know if
they don't even have enough dragonglass.
Yeah, they don't have enough dragonglass to kill him. And mind you, like in order to kill or destroy most of the whites, they have to kill one of the White Walkers.
Okay, so my coworker Ferdinand says, "Hey Carl, stop using inappropriate language. You are live and people are watching." So the fuck what? I literally just did that just for him. He yelled at me at work.
Yeah, our show we keep the language free. We're unconstrained. Many podcasts are like that. Fuck it.
You'll be fucking okay.
But yeah, I was saying like one of the ways to like get rid of like a good amount of the undead is if you kill an actual White Walker. So you feel like it's like kind of like the hub.
But then there's like you have to kill like one of the head White Walkers.
Exactly.
How do you know which one it is? Like some are obviously, you know, the Night King. I know the long hair one's probably like a general or something. So I mean,
Yeah.
But there's still like that population is like insane.
It is.
Like there's no, like I really do. Stop being an embarrassment to the black community.
I am wondering though, like I don't think season 7 will be the last we'll see of Benjen Stark. What if he is one of the undead?
I heard something where he has something that like it's still he has like some type of iron glass like in his like dragon glass in his like blood or something like that. It was weird. I can't really direct quote it, but I heard there's something where like the White Walkers really can't kill him. So in somehow, some way, he's gonna survive.
Yeah.
That ferocious, brutal attack.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because he was straight up mauled and ganged
As a
upon.
matter of fact, Ferdinand, stop worrying about what the fuck I'm saying and actually watch Game of Thrones. Ernest and I have told you many times.
Oh, he doesn't watch Game of Thrones?
No, he doesn't.
Ah, man, you're missing out, brother. You gotta get into it. There's about 2 years before we'll see the final season in 2019.
Oh, you got plenty of time to catch up.
Yes.
You can do one episode a day, still like have plenty of time to catch up.
Absolutely. There it is. So I'm wondering if we'll see Benjen Stark again, because I think that he's been alive this long for a reason. And I don't think it's just to save Jon Snow.
Yeah,
at the
have a
last
little
minute.
cameo appearance.
Yeah, I think there's more to him than
There
meets
has
the
to
eye.
be.
Yeah, because to survive beyond the wall for that long, he's seen some shit. Yeah, and also too, like the biggest thing too, like we mentioned before, the whole conflict between Jon and Daenerys, which is about to bubble, like because I don't see Daenerys being willing to step aside, because she's off after all the trouble she's gone through in her own personal journey, being enslaved, actually conquering the Dothraki, reuniting their forces, reuniting the Unsullied.
She's gonna die in the last. She's gonna die in the last episode. We're gonna cry.
You think she's gonna die?
Anybody, listen. This is Game of Thrones. Anybody can get it.
That's true. Anybody can get it.
Ned Stark is on the cover of the first season, and what happened at the end of the first season?
That's true. He did off with his head. But
Like I've never watched it. I just really went back to when I was watching. I'm like, he's on the fucking cover.
yeah.
He's on the cover. How can they?
Come to think of it, and this is brought up many times, like Sean Bean dies in a lot of movies.
He pretty much dies in everything.
Yeah, like
he died. He has probably died in every single thing that he's been in.
That's true. Like Equilibrium, The Fellowship of the Ring, a bunch of others. Wow. But yeah, man. But I want to see like but I want to see if Jon Snow's true parentage will be public knowledge, and what will that mean for him as being King of the North? Like, oh my God, a Targaryen's King of the North. What the fuck? What? Like, if that's going to cause some internal discord among their forces, and mind you, like that's probably their deadliest enemy of all. Never mind the White Walkers. That internal discord. When you have the White Walkers coming at you, it's like you can't afford disunity on any level. So. And mind you, and also I think that Jon Snow, the fact that he never wanted to be the King of the North, he never wanted to be Lord Commander of the Night's Watch, and he definitely doesn't want to be the heir or ruler to the Iron Throne, which makes him a prime candidate to be just that, because he's not thirsty, power thirsty,
Right.
and yet he's the most loyal. He's a character with the most integrity, which makes him the best candidate to be the Iron Throne.
My prediction is that somebody who we were not gonna expect is gonna take the Iron Throne.
Really? Like who?
Arya.
Arya Stark? Well,
It could happen.
I mean, Sansa, she's older, so she would have more of a claim just by
She'll probably
birthright.
end up dying. No, it could be at this point. To me, it just seems like it can be anybody.
It could. But I
This
think
war with the White Walkers is gonna be like insane. First of all, that's just gonna be probably one of the best episodes in the history of television.
oh, absolutely. Yeah.
I'm already saying that. So it's just to the point where it's like anybody can get it. Oh, as a matter of fact, shout out to Mike Rodriguez. He said he thinks it's gonna be Tyrion. Now,
Okay.
it's possible. Now, another thing that I heard in the Westerbros podcast.
Yeah.
Do you think Tyrion turned his back on Daenerys? Because if you remember,
yeah,
they said he was having that conversation with Cersei, where she could have killed him, but didn't.
Yep.
And then it ended with him talking about, I love those children.
Yeah.
And then that was it. We never saw anything else after that. And then he somehow, like, when Jon Snow and Daenerys got to cousin hunting, whatever.
Aunt and nephew.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He like he's staring there like watching something go down.
Yeah, like he had a look
Like,
of concern on his face.
Concern or it's just like something wasn't right. So it's like, do you really think that it's like that like Cersei probably like switched his allegiance?
You know what? That's a really good point you raised because we never seen like the end of his conversation
Right.
with Cersei, and so it's possible that he might have made some kind of deal with Cersei that might bite Daenerys in the ass, like when the time comes. But he probably made that deal out of necessity in order to get her cooperation or as much of it as he could, you know. So I think for Tyrion, I think he might be wrestling with the fact that he might have, you know, betrayed Daenerys, betrayed his queen, but not out of malice, but out of necessity. Like he made a deal that's gonna help them in the short term, but might hurt them in the long term. But he doesn't know it yet. Like to see that whole thing unfold in motion. Like for him, he might be wrestling with that. Also, with Cersei as well, and many fans brought this up as a possible fan theory, and I'm inclined to agree. I don't think she's pregnant.
I've heard that too.
Yeah.
She's probably putting up a front.
Yeah, because when Tyrion said that I love those children, when he talked about Tommen and Myrcella, she was placing her hand on their belly.
Right.
And I think she's playing them, trying to play playing Tyrion and Jaime like fiddles. I think
she's
so.
not stupid.
She's not.
She is definitely. She's not stupid. It's yeah. Just like Mike said, because she doesn't want to die.
Yeah. And mind you, like I brought it up a couple weeks ago, the prophecy that Cersei learned from that witch when she was a teenager.
Yeah,
like she was gonna have 3 kids, they would all die, and when Cersei will become queen, but a younger, more beautiful queen will take her place, will dethrone her. So
Daenerys
could be Daenerys,
could be Sansa.
could be Sansa, yeah, or Arya.
Remember, Sansa spent a lot of time with R. Kelly as Littlefinger.
Yeah, and that's another reason why I'm glad he's dead.
She learned some shit. Mm-hmm. She learned a thing or two as she proclaimed before she got before Littlefinger got.
Yep. Mm-hmm. And
God, that was amazing. I had to bring that back.
But I will say that we will see most likely we will see Littlefinger again as one of the many faces that Arya is going to put on.
Oh my God, we've really got to wait 2 years for this.
Oh man,
this is gonna kill me,
man. Oh man, like
honestly, the second I know that it's confirmed that we get a date, I'm really gonna watch.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really gonna watch. I'm gonna watch it all over again.
Me too. That's
just to like get point. Just to like see if I get some scenes and some points that I missed.
Mm-hmm.
Like I've done that with Orange Is the New Black like probably 4 times.
Oh wow.
I got new people into it. Girls I've dated, I got them into it, so I had to watch it with them over and over again.
Oh wow.
So
it's a great show.
Oh no, definitely it is, but it kind of does do that. Mm-hmm. Maybe Arya will become Baelish, just like we just said. Yeah.
Yep. The many-faced god. Yeah.
And trick Cersei.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe Arya could be the one to kill Cersei, because who's number one on her list?
Cersei Lannister. Yep.
She's gonna use that many-faced god to her advantage.
She will. She will. So yeah, I can't wait, man. Game of Thrones 2019, most likely it can't come soon enough. But
It's too much.
but at least
That's
but
too long.
but you know, at least from the report I read on Variety, all 6 scripts for all 6 episodes have been written, and also David Benioff and DB Weiss, they've wrote the last 4 final episodes of the whole series. So it's just a matter of filming everything and putting everything together.
What about the speculation about the Night King?
Oh, that I'm glad you brought that up. Like, there's a fan theory going around that Bran Stark is the Night King, who somehow traveled back in time or forward in time and became the Night King somehow. I think that fan theory is rather far fetched, because I heard another fan theory too that Bran Stark is actually the three-eyed raven, like the old three-eyed raven that we saw in the tree, played by Max von Sydow.
Yeah.
So I think that's pretty far-fetched. I think if Bran Stark is the Night King, that would be rather a little bit too silly, a little bit too time travel-y. And that, like, oh, everything is inevitable, everything happens in a closed loop. I don't want that to be part of Game of Thrones. Although I think that, if I remember correctly, one of the Stark's ancestors is Bran the Builder, who was one of the architects of the Wall, like thousands of years ago. Mm-hmm. But I think it's a different ancestor named Bran, not the Bran that we know.
Do you remember when the tree ladies changed the person?
Oh yeah, there was you remember that scene? There was like a scene that where Bran met the three-eyed raven, and in the cave, and he was flashing back to where the children of the forest stabbed one of the first men, the first humans, and that guy became the Night King that we see.
Right.
Yeah, that's the scene he's referring to.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
See, I need to watch the whole season all over again. Honestly, I love this show so much that I don't care how much it is. That when they release a whole box set, I'm gonna buy it.
Oh, by all means.
I mean, I did say that with Sons of Anarchy, so
well,
kind of Sons of Anarchy is good.
I got to get back on that. You know, I got to get back on that. But, and also, if you do buy the Game of Thrones Blu-rays, what's really the best feature that they have on there, the special feature, is they have the lore and the histories, so you can actually go back to like different periods of time of the show, and also like the backstories of all the history and lore, which is really informative.
Yeah, but I'd rather wait until, because I'm sure they're gonna make a huge like box set.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's gonna come with a whole bunch of other stuff. Okay, download it from the interweb for free. Sure, but this show is worth it. It is worth buying.
It is, absolutely. And
like, I've been invested into this show for like the past 7 years.
Yeah, and I've been invested for the past year. but yeah, man.
Dude, you had a cram session of that one.
I did. I really did. But yeah, Game of Thrones Season 7, man, The Dragon and the Wolf. What are you... Let's hear some more of your thoughts. Codex Prime Podcast at gmail.com. Email us what you think of it. And leave us your thoughts on the chat, as well as like other social media stuff.
Well, on to question of the week. Last week's, which was our wrestling theme, was if you can bring back any wrestler from the dead, who would it be? Now, we actually had a very huge response to this one, so I'm going to try to go through them as fast as possible.
Okay.
Bruce Lovelace says, Owen Hart. He died so early during an in-ring stunt, it would have been nice to see what he could do. Tom Robinson also said Owen Hart, dude had great wrestling abilities, and his mic skills started improving when he passed. He kind of always had those mic skills.
Absolutely.
Hands down. Nick Quattrini said, hard to pick just one. A lot of these wrestlers were great. I probably picked Bossman. I would love to see what he could do today. Maybe he would have joined the APA, or maybe he would have won 2 more Royal Rumbles and championship belt, which he did win. He did win the championship belt years ago. I went to the wrong. Yeah, a lot. There were a lot of. All right. On Instagram, Mr. You Lost a Good One says Ultimate Warrior. Random Ramblings with Rob. We got to have him on the show, too. He's a cool dude.
Okay.
He says Eddie Guerrero.
Yep.
And New York Snapshot says Hawk from the Legion of Doom. I still call them the Road Warriors.
Yeah.
I literally started stuttering just because I didn't know whether to call them Road Warriors or Legion of Doom. And then I posted it on the Wrestling Fantasy Warfare page. I just kind of have to get to it real quick.
Mm-hmm.
All right, here we go. This is where a lot of them went. Matt Killian says, this is tough. So many greats. I knew Brian Pillman, and I know his family personally, so I would pick him for personal reasons. But if I had to choose anyone else, I would choose Umaga. I was a huge fan of him and when he was around. Or Owen because his career got short.
Yep.
Louis Montalvo says Mr. Perfect or Rick Rude.
Yes.
Rob Whitmore Jr. would also says I would say Owen Hart because his death was BS.
Mm-hmm.
Ray Madden God says he's not picking because he can't pick just one.
Yeah.
Eddie Ortiz says he can't also because we grew up with so many greats watching. Watching growing up.
Yep.
Brian Lopez says Owen just to see him hold the world title at least once.
Absolutely.
Mark Desbian says One Warrior Nation, baby.
Oh my God.
And Damian Brown says Eddie Guerrero.
Oh.
All right. So this week's question of the week, seeing that we have been talking about Game of Thrones and season 7 has just finished and we only have one more season left and we have to wait 2 freaking years for it.
Mm-hmm.
Who do you think is going to take the Iron Throne?
I'm gonna go with my boy Jon Snow.
Jon Snow. I'm gonna go with somebody who we at least expected, just driven off the prophecy scene that you mentioned earlier with Cersei, and it's got Sansa.
Sansa Stark. Okay. It's possible.
Okay, so that will be up on our social medias soon, within a day or two. You can also hit us up on email us at codexprimepodcast@gmail.com. We are also on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, Twitch, YouTube, SoundCloud, iTunes. Please leave us a 5-star review as well. Subscribe. Tell all your friends. Hold on. Take it over. I got to take it.
He's getting gassed like McGregor.
Yeah. So, yeah, spread the word. Thank you for tuning in. And we'll definitely catch you next week where we'll be talking about Marvel's Defenders.
Yes, that's right. I did watch all 8 episodes.
I did too, and I'll probably watch them again just to try to see if I missed anything.
Okay, all right. Yep, so we'll be talking about Marvel's The Defenders next week as our main topic, as well as some other stuff. So, thank you for joining us on our Game of Thrones chat. Catch you on the flip. Peace out, nerds.
Later.